It's real close. I mean, there's always, especially when you decide on something and then you need a little bit more. And it's like, man, we weren't going to do that. Should we do more? And it's always that huge debate. That's why usually when trades happen with lots of good players, there's usually one or two teams involved because trades are tough and there's always a huge risk. And when those don't work out, it's not just, the player didn't work out. It's also you don't get those draft picks back too. So there's always a gamble to it. But no, life has been much better.
This is Clay Thompson, and you are listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
That was Kyle Shanahan discussing Christian McCaffrey, the trade they made. And look, it's been beautiful music ever since he did get traded here. Even in the loss to Kansas City, you saw how dynamic he could be getting off the plane, playing against the Kansas City Chiefs with 3 days to learn the playbook and learn the offense. He had 18 carries, 69 yards in that game, a touchdown, and he had another 10 catches for 82 yards to give us a glimpse of what was to come. And ever since then, it's been special for Christian McCaffrey and this 49ers offense. What is the most impressive thing of this 49ers offense or this team right now? They're 4-0, Shasky. 4-0 to start the season a la 2019 when they started off 8-0. But it has a different feel than 2019 to me.
To me, no one's going to take this. So I'm going to take something off the board that I know none of the audience is going to take. I think the quarterback is going to be an option, the running back, offensive line. There's a lot to like offensively. My most impressive thing for the 49ers, they crushed the Javon Hargrave signing.
Yes.
You want to talk about a guy who I didn't know what to expect. I thought he'd be good. I didn't know he'd be this good. He had a fourth quarter sack on third down that forced the Arizona Cardinals to punt. That he just destroyed the guard in the center and went right through and just ended Dobbs and their entire hopes on that Arizona sideline. He has been outstanding. And I know that Bosa doesn't have a sack right now, and I'm sure there are a lot of people worried about pressure rates.
He's got the one sack against the Giants.
Did he get a sack?
He got a sack.
I thought it got negated. Okay, so he's got the one sack.
Should have been a safety.
You're right.
Or it wasn't a safety. It was a right call, but you know what I'm talking about.
You're right. Now I remember. But Javon Hargrave, constant pressure, stuffing the run, big third down sacks. The guy has been it's just so good. When you go in free agency, sometimes you get a flawed player. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you overpay for an area of your weakness, and it's not a great bang for the buck.
And you think, why is that team letting them go?
Exactly.
Why are the Philadelphia Eagles just letting them walk in free agency? Well, they drafted Jalen Carter. Yeah. They got Davis.
And they liked Hargrave. They just couldn't afford him.
They couldn't afford him.
And so I look at this situation, and I'm like, he's been a great free agent. He's better than what Charvarius Ward was last year. And Ward was a good signing.
Laura Oakman of Fox Sports there having fun with the word antithesis.
Yes.
Antithesis. All right, get that out. And Mark Sanchez and Kevin Kugler were having fun with that. And Sanchez was like, I'm not touching that word. Kevin Kugler's like, yeah, I'm not touching it either. And then Clarissa Thompson in the Bulls like, yeah, I'll just say thesis, but I'm not going to say that word. Well, he's been the opposite of what Gabe Wilkins was way back when with the 49ers, when they gave him massive money from the Green Bay Packers to play defensive line. He was an absolute bust. You think about Antonio Langham, absolute bust. Javon Hargrave, if he stays healthy, he's in the run game. He's blowing up the pass game. He's pushing the pocket. And now when you get Armstead, and Bosa will get right. Bosa will get going. Can I get somebody else on the edge? Is it Drake Jackson? Or if Carolina wants to continue to lose and they want to fight with Brian Burns, well, the hell with the cornerback spot. Can I go get Brian Burns? Now, you can laugh at it and say, hey, Bonte, this ain't Madden. Well, you said the same thing last year with Christian McCaffrey. Is Brian Burns going to, because I could use an opposite edge rusher and have Nick Bosa and Brian Burns coming after the quarterback. And that would negate some of the flaws I have at quarterback because a quarterback will not have time to throw. So maybe, again, that opposite edge rusher and Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore, those two areas right there. Can I get somebody else to apply pressure? Hargrave is great. Not to steal your third.
No.
Hargrave's been awesome. Bosa will get going. But I do get a little concerned in a game like yesterday where you only registered a 1 sack and you don't get the consistent pressure. And Drake Jackson, I haven't really heard from him since week 1 in Pittsburgh. No. Can I get somebody on the opposite edge to apply consistent pressure, or is John Lynch going to have to pick up the phone again and say, hey, Carolina, you want to do business again?
Well, now's the time to do it, because I think we would all do whatever it takes to win a Super Bowl right now with this team.
Yep.
I mean, look yourself in the mirror, Niner fans. This is our best chance to win a Super Bowl since '94.
Yes.
I mean, this is it. This is the year. Like, we have the best team in the NFL. It's October.
Okay.
I get it. We got a long way to go. We got the best roster top to bottom. You got the most competent quarterback you've had since. You want to take Garcia, you want to take Steve Young, either way. How are you not all in for winning right now? You got the MVP of the league.
So, Mark Willard, I was listening to him, and he's saying Super Bowl or try again. It's not Super Bowl or bust. Okay, you could say that. But you cannot tell me this team and this fan base, this coaching staff, everybody around here in the Bay Area that's watching this football team right now score 30, 30, 30, and 35. And you have a defense that says, oh, wait, we don't have to carry the offense? Oh, my God, we get to play with the lead? We get to just go hunt and hit people? You don't win the Super Bowl this year. There's going to be massive disappointment because there's other teams that are coming. The Commanders are coming. They're a year away, but you know what? I like what they have in place. They play hard football. They play tough. The Lions, we talked about them last Friday morning, right? The Lions are getting closer and closer and closer. The Cowboys had a nice bounce back yesterday. That defense is still flying around. They figured it out. And it's Cowboys weekend. They got their offensive line back. So they're going to be in the hunt. The Philadelphia Eagles, their team is really, really good. We've had no issue with their teams. Their team is excellent on both sides of the football. All right? The Seahawks, we're going to watch them tonight against the New York Giants. What do they have in store? They still have premium players. So if you don't take advantage of this year, because the stars are all aligning, right now there's no major injuries. Right now, for the most part, you are healthy. You'll get Debo right? You'll get Ayuk right? But for the most part, everybody is clicking and they're healthy. You may not ever get a shot like this. So when I say Super Bowl or bust, it means it's going to be massive disappointment. Of course, next year with Kyle Shanahan and the infrastructure that they have, they're going to be in it. But nothing is guaranteed. You got to play for the now. And right now, you have a Super Bowl roster, and you got to take advantage of it, Shasky.
And you got Brock Purdy on a $800,000 salary. So you got to do it right now. I mean, I look at the Cowboys, and every year that they go on with $40 million worth of Dak's a good player, right? But not $40 million good.
Nope.
And so it makes
Daniel Jones.
Exactly. It makes it so much more difficult to field the guy around him. We're going to get at some point into this later on in the week. $40 million on this team. If you paid a quarterback, hypothetically, $40 million, that's Brandon Ayuk, that's George Kittle, and that's Deebo Samuel. That's three superstar weapons. Now is the time to go all in and trade whatever it takes for the next couple of years to win a Super Bowl this year. I'll worry about next year's roster next year. I'll worry about money down the line down the line. For right now, this is the best opportunity. The Chiefs look vulnerable. They look good.
Yeah, they're good.
But they look vulnerable.
Listen, that Jets defense is really good. They had to allow a 300-yard passer in 21 straight games, now 22 straight games.
Here's the beauty.
That defense, and we can't acknowledge, that's a Super Bowl type of defense with the New York Jets. Their problem is the quarterback, which is why they went all in on Aaron Rodgers. And he played
I was rooting for him.
They played okay, no doubt. The
Chiefs. Did you see Fireman Ed?
But, I did see Fireman Ed. The Chiefs do. That was a game where they missed Tyreek Hill.
Oh, big time. They don't have a separator.
And that's why. You don't think the Chiefs are sniffing around at Mike Evans?
Oh, no doubt.
You don't think the Chiefs are sniffing around at every weapon in the league saying, hey, do you want to come join Patrick Mahomes and put us over the top?
That's the team that I worry about making a huge trade, like 3 first-rounders for Justin Jefferson.
Well, what about Brian Burns? Because they miss Frank Clark.
Yeah.
Frank Clark led them in the postseason with sacks. Good point. The Chiefs are going to be in business here, so you have to take a – there's 5-6 teams. It's Buffalo. It's Philly.
Yep.
It's the Niners, and it's Kansas City. And if you want to add Miami to the mix or Dallas, fine, you can go ahead and do that.
I thought it was a statement win for Buffalo to beat down Miami the way that they did. Josh Allen feels like a whole level above whatever they've got.
Yeah, he's healthy.
Yeah, he looks great.
Stephon Diggs is all in.
Well, but they lost White.
Tre'Davious White.
That's a big injury.
Poyer's been hurt, so they may be in on a corner now.
Which gives me more optimism for the Niners because I'm seeing all these teams in the AFC. They're going to have to knock each other off. I look at the NFC. It feels like a 3-team race. I don't want to diminish Detroit. I think that they're coming as well. But it feels like a 3-team race.
My guy Damon Britton works for AC Transit. He was at the Oregon Stanford game with us. We took a bunch of us out there. We're all having fun.
That was a tough game.
So
you see Mixon get a sack though?
I did see Mixon get a sack, 42-6. And you know what? I hit a couple bets. Your boy's on fire in gambling this weekend. I don't even want to talk about that. Listen.
I won a little money in Tahoe.
Look at you. Yeah. Look at you.
Blackjack table was nice for your boy.
Oh, blackjack? You play some blackjack?
I did.
No roulette?
No, we did roulette. We were group betting on roulette. Yeah. There's nothing more fun than an entire group of dudes going, red.
You got to always bet on black, buddy.
No, red was hitting.
Oh, red was hitting. It was hot.
Because it was red from my Niners.
I like that.
Red from my Niners.
But David was saying, he goes, the one player The one team he doesn't want to play is Detroit. And we'll get to Detroit later down the line because they're built for January.
I'm not worried right now.
I'm not worried right now because of what I have.
Got a long way to go.
Long way to go. But game by game, we're enjoying the ride. Like we said at the Hilton Hotel when we set the tone for the season, enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
Let's dream. But you know what the end goal is. We don't have to keep repeating it. The end goal is to be at Allegiant Stadium hoisting the 6th Lombardi. That's what the season's all about. But we're still enjoying what we're seeing. And Christian McCaffrey break all these records.
That's the thing
and Brock Purdy going 20-21 yesterday for 283. That felt like an old school mid-90s Niners blowout home win.
Purdy's flying under the radar nationally. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I want. And right now, to me, CMC is the MVP of the league. And we're talking about windows and this. Running back, more than any other position in the league, you can fall off the map.
Yep.
And now is the time to strike with CMC. He is an all-world player who is putting on an MVP-like season. It's so hard to be a running back and be in the MVP conversation. But this guy on this team, used this way, to me, it's an MVP type season for him.
No doubt.
I'm going to be hammering the drums, beating it all year. MVP CMC.
Well, it's funny. Our boy Danker on YouTube and everything.
What's he saying?
We were down in New Orleans for Big Dog's wedding, and he went to the book twice. Once at 10 in the morning, and then another time at 11 a.m. and double down on McCaffrey winning MVP.
Oh.
He's been talking about it all season. McCaffrey for MVP. I said, you may want to be careful because it always goes back to the quarterback, right? The award. But this year, when you look at what he's doing, lead the league of rushing, winning NFC Offensive Player of the Month in September, and you see what he did yesterday. 27 touches, Shasky. All I'm asking for is 20 to 25.
He's unreal, though.
But he gets 20 carries. He gets 7 catches. And now you feel me when I say, I can't take this guy off the field.
No doubt.
I hear what you guys are saying when it comes to injuries and you don't want to beat him up, but I can't take him off the field because my offense goes from okay to great.
And you know what he's got going that I finally started to realize? Jokic gets the bloody arms.
Yeah.
So does CMC.
Oh, he gets after it. He gets after it.
I mean, those elbows start getting bloody, and he's like charring. How many guys have face masked him? Because the only way to take him down is via the face mask.
I know.
It's got to be a more penal way to, it doesn't, because you're going to get him hurt on that face mask thing. They've got to figure out a way to adjudicate that out, because it does feel like linebackers and safeties
are just hanging off
just
for dear
hanging on
life.
him.
Yeah, it's just like I got to get him down.
I'm worried about him getting hurt in an awkward way like that.
Turning his knee or something, turning his leg or something like that.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous.